This is Check, and this is episode 6 of the Spanish Culture Project. And today we are going to be talking about Spanish clothing and dresses. As Habsburg Spain grew in power, Spanish fashions such as Spanish capes, corsets, and farthingales became popular all over Western Europe. Farthingales were bell-shaped hoop skirts made up of whalebone cloth and intricate cages of wire underneath women's clothes. The style was cumbersome for Renaissance women and took them hours to get dressed. Spanish traditional clothing was heavily influenced by the Moorish culture, which dominated parts of the Iberian Peninsula from 711 AD until their explosion in 1792. The Moorish culture popularized rich embroideries with introduction of jewels, often as buttons, and perfumes, as well as heavy girdles and collars. The color black became popular for special events. Both men and women wore heavy gold necklaces with precious stones. The apparel of Spain was often made and rich of heavy fabrics and decorated with gold or silver threads, but these Spanish styles failed to evolve with the rapidly changing times. As a result of traditional Spanish fashion would eventually become outdated and give way to French dominance. Cities like Paris were more innovative and began to lead the way in 17th century European fashion. Today's Spanish fashion is very modern, but traditional Spanish clothing is still worn for special events. Flamenco performers still wear typical Spanish dresses in red, black, or white, and their hair in a bun, and sometimes a rose behind their ear. The male flamenco performer's traditional costume consists of black or red tuxedo shirts and classic slacks. Traditional Spanish bullfighters' costumes have also remained unchanged over the years and are elaborate costumes inspired by lights, traje de luces, and easily distinguished by their use of sequins, gold, and silver threads, and detailed embroidery. In addition to these Spanish costumes for specific performers, every region in Spain has its own traditional clothing and Spanish dresses. They're not often worn, but you can often catch a glimpse of them during regional celebrations and parades. Most traditional Spanish clothing is reserved for special events and celebrations. The most common pieces still used today include the mantilla, the pinilla, and the galette. The mantilla is a traditional Spanish veil piece that is often worn during religious celebrations such as Spanish weddings. It is light lace or silk scarf that is worn over the head and shoulders, on a comb, and held high places by pins. The pinita is a large decorative comb placed in the hair to hold up the mantilla, which is what we just talked about. It is usually tortoiseshell colored with curved body and long prongs to increase the height. The pinita, used on special occasions, originated centuries ago, making it a traditional piece of Spanish clothing. The galette. The word galette comes from the Spanish word giletto, from Arabic word yaquila or chaleco. In modern Spanish, it is a sleeveless jacket worn much like a waistcoat or vest that forms an important part of traditional Spanish clothing. Historically, they were men's waistcoats. Contemporary gilets are used for additional warmth outdoors. In the first edition, Exclix, in 1605, a diminutive of the word appeared, giletto. Apart from the Spanish typical outfit, there are other regional Spanish clothing yet to become famous. These clothing from an important part of Spanish culture, with each attire having a complex mixture of Roman, Latin, Arabic, and Berber fashions. Flamenca outfit is designed to be worn by women by flamenco dancers such and others as regional daily dresses. The regional outfit is popular for being colorful and graceful. Outfits include a skirt and sleeves that have flounces, which are either plain or patterned with polka dots, or stripes. The dress also includes a shawl that is worn by a woman over their shoulders, and decorative comb and hair's black work is traditional and eminent embroidery. Work of Spain, commonly known as Spanish blackwork, is a very old form of counted thread embroidery, usually stitched or even a weave fabric. It is generally a form of embroidery using black thread. Although these colors can be used on occasion, in spite of the name blackwork, it is done in blue, green, gold, and silver. Blackwork embroidery was first on the primary fabrics like cotton or lion used for costume and ornament, such as shirt cuff. Initially, black worn works counted stitches are worked to make geometric or small floral patterns. It was traditionally done in the monochromatic theme so that the thread and fabric need to contrast. Now, black work features large designs of flowers and other patterns connected by curvilinear stems. The stitches used for counted thread blackwork are double patterns connected by curvilinear stems. The stitches used for counted thread blackwork a double running back stitch and sometimes stem stitch. Spain is a country located in extreme southwestern Europe. Spain shares a border with Andorra, France, Gibraltar, Portugal, and Montenegro. The Europe Spain shares a border of Andorra, France, Gibraltar, Puerto Rico. The coastlines include Bay of Biscay, Mediterranean Sea, and North Atlantic Ocean. It occupies about 95% of the Iberian Peninsula, sharing with neighbor Portugal. Spain governs the number of territories in modern Morocco, including many enclaves and Canary Islands. The people of Spain are more known as hundreds of thousands of kilometers of land with almost 50 million people residing in Spain. The country is divided into 17 autonomous communities having its own government. The country is graphically and culturally diverse. The northeast part of country is the broad valleys of the Ebro River. The mountains regions of Castilla and coastal plains of Valencia. To the northeast part, there is a Cabritaran Mountains, heavily forested rocky range with disposed of rain-swept valleys having tall peaks. To the south of the country, there is citrus orchard-rich and irrigated lands of valley of Galativar River, and this valley rises. The snow-capped Sierra Nevada, southern Spain, is a desert and extension of Sahara. The southeastern is Mediterranean coast, which the Balearic Islands lined with palm trees, rosemary bushes, and other tropical vegetarians relish the gentle climate, attracting millions of visitors from northern Europe. That was episode 6 of the Spanish Culture Project. See you next episode.